Good morning,
Okay.
everybody. Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning. Good morning to everyone. Let's see. I sent out a new document last night. I'm not sure if you get it. Got it?
I did.
Okay. Let's see here. Just looking for it myself. Blah, 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 blah. Let's see. Let's see. Oh, here we are. Okay, I'll put it on the screen. This is a tshuva from Rav Moshe Feinstein, Zechron Bracha. And let's just put it on the screen. Okay, let's begin. Yeah, who would like to begin reading?
I would.
Okay.
So let's see. This is
That's the first parry is Shirish.
Igros Moshe.
Yeah, Shirish and Shuv Igros Moshe.
Okay, got it. Bit'am she'ein mivarachim shehachayinu be
Shechianu, the Bracha Shechianu.
shechianu b'Hanuka al I tomo shel yom. Do we say Shechianu on Hanukkah? What is this word? I tomo?
The actual day, meaning he's going to bring a reason why we don't make a Shechianu on Hanukkah on the actual day itself.
The reason that we don't bless Shechianu on Hanukkah on the actual day. Okay. Uma.
Right. If you remember, this is sort of a follow-up. If you remember when we were learning the Mishnah Berurah a few days ago, that the Mishnah Berurah said, the Mechaber says, if a person, he's supposed to make the Shechianu with the lighting of the menorah on the first day of Hanukkah. However, if he didn't, he should wait until the second day's lighting and then make the bracha Shechianu with the second day's lighting, and so forth and so forth. If you forgot the second night, you should wait till the third night's lighting, all the way to the eighth night's lighting. Now, in the Shar Tzion had it Sorachian that if a person finally forgot to make a Shechianu at the last lighting on the eighth night of Hanukkah, can he in fact now make a bracha Shechianu at some time during the course of the night or the day? And he was Sorachi, and he didn't answer that. So that's because we only make a Shechianu on Hanukkah on the actual lighting of the menorah, not on the actual day itself. It's not like Yom Tov. Yom Tov, we make a bracha at Kiddush time, where many women make the Shechianu when they light the candles. So and if he forgot, he could make a Shechianu anytime during the day of the Yom Tov. But not so with Hanukkah. Question is, why not with Hanukkah? That'll be the question that's going to be discussed.
It's similar to the lulav. If you first day, if you don't do it, you can have to say Shechianu on the first time that you shake.
Right, exactly. So it's with that mitzvah that you're making Shechianu, but not with the any time without. If you're not doing the mitzvah, you can't make the Shechianu.
Right. Okay. Uma she hakasha kitara al Rebbe Yehuda.
Rebbe Yehuda b'Shabbos.
B'Shabbos. So what is this? Shehaksha. Shahakasha. Oh, what is the question? And what is this third word? The abbreviation.
He's referring to the one who was asking the question. That's a reference to covered Toraska, the covered of his Torah. Meaning it's a salutation.
Okay. So the question is asked by the Honorable Rebbe Yehuda in Shabbos.
Well, on Rebbe Yehuda. On Rebbe Yehuda in the Gemara and Shabbos.
In the Gemara and Shabbos, Daf Kaf Gimel, Amid Aleph. De haroeh ner Hanuka bayom rishon mevarech shetim
Stein.
shtayim. So that we see that the candle of Hanukkah on the first day.
Well, actually, haroya, the person who sees a ner Hanukkah on the first night.
The person who sees the ner Hanukkah on the first night blesses two blessings.
Right, he himself, this person himself is not lighting, whatever reason it might be. He has no menorah, he has no home. Right, people who are homeless have no mitzvah of lighting a menorah. You can't light a menorah on a park bench. Right. But so he has no menorahs, he has no home, no menorah, he's not lighting. But nevertheless, according to Rabbi Yehuda in the Gemara and Shabbos, if he sees the menorah burning on the first night of Hanukkah, he makes two brachas.
Okay, so in other words, he sees somebody else light their menorah, and he's sitting on the park bench, and he says the two brachas sitting on the park bench.
Right.
Shahu she'asa nisim uzman. So he says says asa nisim, and he says the one for the day. For
Zaman is Shechianu. That's a reference to Shechianu.
Shechianu. So he says asa nisim and Shechianu. He doesn't say the first one.
Right, because he's not lighting. Since he's not lighting, he can't say Shek Rishon Mitzvah Sovetzan Lahadlik Ner Hanukkah.
Okay. She'im Kain.
Yeah, she'im kain. If so,
who ki mefaresh she below hadlik below ro'eh. If so, he Meforash is he's explaining.
Well, it's as if Kim Meforash. It's as if it's explicit.
As if it's explicit.
It's as if it's as if it's explicit. The below hadlik, below raw, ein mevorach shechianu.
That if he didn't light and he didn't see, he should not.
Right,
should not say shechianu.
Right. The way it turns out, according to this halacha, is if a person is not lighting himself, and a person is not seeing another person light or has lit, then he's not going to make a shechianu.
Right. Why is it explicit? I would say it's implicit.
Well, because the only time that you are saying a shechianu is if you light or if you see yourself. So it's basically there's a melav shemoy hein and vehein mishmei lav. From the positive you can infer the negative, and from the negative you can infer the positive.
Right. So we're inferring here.
Well, yeah, but when you're dealing with the Gemara, when the Gemara makes such a statement like that, it's almost you understand it to be more explicit.
I see. Okay. Um, so in other words, we might translate it as it's clear.
Right.
It's clearly stating that if he didn't see and he didn't light, he doesn't say shechianu.
Right.
Shikasha, and the question, my time, what is the reason? Lo Yivarech, that doesn't bless Zman. He doesn't bless for the season. He doesn't bless for he doesn't say shechianu. Al Hayom, on the day, Atzmo itself. In other words, even if he doesn't light, he doesn't see a menorah, he could say shechianu because it's Hanukkah. So
Right.
Yom Tov midirabanan, because it's a holiday from the rabbis. It's a rabbinical holiday. Shanik ra'o yemei Hanukkah. That it's called the days of Hanukkah. Hine ha'emes hu sha'al hayamim be'atzmam shenis chayvo la'asos bahem mitzvos. And really, or truly, this question of the day itself, the days themselves, that they obligate one to do on their mitzvahs. Ein mivarachin shechianu. We don't bless shechianu. I'm not following the logic here. The ain, what's the ain doing in there? We don't say it, or we do say it?
Right. No, we don't say. Meaning, the truth is, right, that on days themselves that we have to do certain mitzvahs, right, we don't make a shechianu. Meaning, the actual day that we have to do a mitzvah, we're not saying a shechianu on the day. We might be saying a shechianu on the mitzvah, like let's say when we blow shofar, we make a shechianu before we blow shofar, right? When we, like Roy mentioned earlier, when we take a lulav and esrog and hadas and arabas, we make a shechianu before we take the daled minim. But it's not we're not making a bracha on the shechianu of the day of Sukkot or the day of Rosh Hashanah, right? Those things may have been done at Kiddush the night beforehand. That's something else, right? But the fact that we happen to be doing some special mitzvah on any particular given day, that doesn't give the day a status of having to say a shechianu because of the day. We might be saying a shechianu because of the mitzvah. We're not making a shechianu for the sake of the day. That's what he's saying. That's what Moshe is saying here. That's clear?
Well, I mean, I was going to ask, what about on Pesach when we say shechianu the night before? So you said that's a different story, but why is it a different story? Why don't we say on Hanukkah also on the first night we say shechianu?
Right. Well, because we're saying shechianu with the lighting of the menorah. The shechianu is for the lighting of the menorah, right? Now, when we make kiddush on Pesach, and we make kiddush on Shavuos, and we make kiddush even on Rosh Hashanah, right? Actually, on Yom Kippur, there is no kiddush, right? Unless a person has to show him he's a choila and has to eat. But there's no kiddush that we make on Yom Kippur. But nevertheless, right, by after Kol Nidre, right, after Kol Nidre, before we start Mariv, right? Everyone says out loud, the whole tzibor together, along with the Shliach tzibor, they say Shechianu, right?
Okay, so that's Yom Kippur.
When we're making that Shechianu on Yom Kippur, what are we making that Shechianu on?
The day.
Oh, exactly. The day. The same with the Kiddush for Rosh Hashanah and the Kiddush for Pesach, Shavuos, and Sukkot. We're making the Shechianu for the day.
Even though there are specific mitzvahs that we do also.
Right. We happen to attach it to when we say Kiddush. We attach it to when we say Kiddush, or women. If they make a Shechianu when they light candles, we attach it to the lighting of the candles or the saying of Kiddush. But if they forgot, let's say a woman forgot to say Shechianu when she lit candles. If she remembers 10 minutes later, she can say the Shechianu.
Okay. I'm not clear where you're going with this.
No, it's just a proof that it's not because of the mitzvah. There's no mitzvah. We're saying a Shechianu. We're saying a Shechianu because of the day.
Right. So why don't we say a Shechianu because of the day on Hanukkah?
That's the question, exactly.
Okay.
That's exactly the question.
That's the question. Okay. Lo rak Hanukkah, but not only on Hanukkah we don't do it. Ella gam Purim. Oh no, it's not only on Hanukkah, but also on Purim. We don't say Shechianu on the day of Purim. Dehayom chamor miyamei Hanukkah. What is this word chamor?
I believe he's saying that the day of Purim is more stringent, strict. Chamor means
Strict.
from a chumrah. It's more chumrah miyamei Hanukkah. The day of Purim is more serious, more weighty, more significant than Hanukkah.
And that's why we don't say on Purim.
Well, right, we don't say the time we say Shechianu on Purim is when we're getting ready to read the Megillah, right?
Right, because of it's on a mitzvah.
Right, because the reading,
Just like
we're
on
making the
Hanukkah.
Shechianu on the mitzvah of
Right.
reading Megillah, but not on the day of Purim.
Right. And that's because Purim is more strict than Hanukkah?
No, he's mentioning the strictness of Purim, that even Purim, which is more strict than Hanukkah, like Purim came like 300 years, maybe 300 years before Hanukkah, right?
Right.
And it was from the Nevi'im, the Menivim, Mordecai and Esther, the prophets. So Purim is more significant in some ways more than the days of Hanukkah. And even on that day of Purim, we don't make a Shechianu on the day.
Right. So how much more so we shouldn't say Shechianu on Hanukkah?
Right, and we don't. The question is, not only on Hanukkah is it a question, but it's a question on Purim also. Why don't we say a Shechianu on the day of Purim?
Right. So we're expanding the
Exactly. Very good. Perfect. Exactly.
Shebikra Meforesh B'techila Dehu Yom Tov. What is this word Shebikra that it's called?
No, Bikra in the pasuk.
Kra in the pasuk.
Right.
In the pasuk, it explains that it's initially a Yom Tov.
Right.
So what Purim is a Yom Tov from the beginning?
Right. It's a Yom Tov, right? It's a Yom Tov.
Okay. So therefore we're still strengthening the question. We're saying, given that it's a Yom Tov, it's clear it's a Yom Tov, we should say Shechianu on it.
Right. That's good. Right.
Shahayehudim ba'arei ha parzus
Parzus, right?
osim
Like
yom
the
yud dalid she shemei shema simcha u
good, very good. Umishte,
Umishna
Mishtes.
Umishteh B'Yom Tov.
Right.
Okay,
That's,
so
that's a pasuk. That's a pasuk in Esther. Perik Tes, Yud Tes. So you see, the pasuk itself calls Purim Yom Tov.
what is this word hafarzos?
The open cities, as opposed to the walled cities.
Okay, so that the Hudim of the open cities make the 14th a happy day, and they drink on the 15th.
On Yud Daled, there's a day. It's a day on Yud Daled. The 14th is a day of rejoicing and festivities, and a Yom Tov. The Yom Tov. The Yom Tov. It's a day of Simcha.
It's not the 15th, it's the Yom Tov. Okay, I see.
That's right. That's right.
So they make the in open cities, they make the 14th a day of joy and festivities, and a Yom Tov.
That's right.
And that's from Megillas Esther.
Right. So that's he's as you said, he's expanding the question. That really, it seems to be that the Purim, which is actually called the Yom Tov by the pasuk, it's called Yom Tov. So rightfully so. Apparently, we should be saying a Shechianu on the fact that it's a Yom Tov.
Umikol makom lo besivas Mordechai, also from Megillas Esther. Below Bik Valas HaYehudim, also from Esther. Lo Kasuv La'asosan Liyom Tov. Okay, so nevertheless, it's not written about Mordechai, and it's not
In the Kasivas, in the letters, in the letters of Mordechai, meaning he wrote letters. And in the letters of Mordechai, lo b'kabbalas Yudim, and not when the Yehudim accepted the command to keep Purim.
it's not written that it should be a Yom Tov. Ella limei mishta v'simcha. Rather, it's written at days of happiness and festivity. Va'afilu b'tchila ne'emar. We lost the rabbi. No, I'll keep reading. You guys can help me. Oh, here, we get the rabbi back.
Back.
Welcome back, Rabbi. We missed you.
Technical difficulties here. Yeah, I know there's some type of a disturbance, maybe sun flares, I don't know. Okay.
Ne'emar, Yom Tov Acher, Simcha Umishta. Even initially, it's called a Yom Tov. Other than happiness and festivity.
I think he's making the point that in the original pasuk it was Yom Tov was mentioned after Simcha v'Mishta, meaning it's Simcha Mishta v'Yom Tov.
Okay. So, could you maybe summarize from Makom Makom?
Yeah, meaning the first contention was that the Purim, which is openly called the Yom Tov, right? We see that initially it was called Simcha Mishta v'Yom Tov, but nevertheless, the actual statement of Purim as an actual Yom Tov was not really affected. Meaning it was referenced as a Yom Tov, but not as if it was a legal Yom Tov. Meaning generically speaking, it's apparently referred to as a Yom Tov, but not like a legal Yom Tov.
In other words, the emphasis is on the joyous festival,
right?
And only as an afterthought does it say it's a Yom Tov.
Right. Meaning it's not. If it would have been said Yom Tov, meaning it was said Yom Tov first, so that means the primary emphasis is on it being a Yom Tov, and then if you see how you celebrate that's through Simcha v'Mishta. But no, the celebration, the Simcha and Mishta seems to come first, and then apparently the secondary generic application of the word Yom Tov.
So is this the answer? He's saying this is why we don't say Shechianu, because the Yom Tov aspect is secondary?
No, he's not mentioning that. He's not really coming to his answer yet. Right. Now in paragraph 4, he's going to now explain it a little more in elaboration.
So what's the point of saying that Yom Tov is secondary?
That you see in the mentioning of Yom Tov, it wasn't apparently it wasn't given a status of a actual Yom Tov, meaning
right.
in terms of actual like Shabbos is a holy day, Yom Tov is a holy day, so it doesn't receive that aspect of holiness, of kedusha, that a normal, say, Shabbos or Yom Tov has. Might be referred to as a Yom Tov, but it doesn't have. It's not really like the real full Yom Tov as referred to as when we mention like on Pesach or Shavuos or Sukkot.
Okay. All right. Mashma she'eno asayis Yom Tov. that actually it's not, what is this word, asais?
It was not made into a Yom Tov.
It was not made into a Yom Tov. Ella shehasimcha oseh hayom diyud dalid liyom tov. Rather, that the happiness makes the 14th day a Yom Tov.
Meaning the fact that we're commanded in rejoicing and in festivities, that gives it a quality of being a Yom Tov, but not that it's actually a Yom Tov.
De mashma de etzem hayom mitzad atzmo eno Yom Tov. That actually the essence of the day, from the perspective of the day itself, it's not a Yom Tov. Veleka mishum mitzvah v'chashivus al hayom, and it's not because of the mitzvah that the chashivus is the importance.
Yeah, right. It's not. There's nothing because of the mitzvah's observance and the significance of the day itself. Meaning the mitzvahs that are of the mitzvahs that you have during that day, and the significance of the day. That's not what is being causing the significance of the day. There's nothing in essence significant about the day itself.
Ella she'ika b'yud dalid the farzim. Rather, there is in the 14th. What is lefarzim?
That's for the open cities. That's for the open cities.
For the open cities, the taf vav, the mokfim, and on the 15th for the closed cities, mitzvos she nitz tavu. What's that? Nitz tavu?
The mitzvahs which are commanded. Meaning you have certain mitzvahs which you're obligated to do on these days, right?
Right. So on the 14th for open cities, on the 15th for closed cities, there are mitzvahs that are commanded. Dehu Kriya HaMegillah. That one has to read the Megillah. Shiluach Manos, and has to send gifts. Umisnos
Matanos
avionim, and gifts to the poor. V'achilas hasauda, and to eat a festive meal. Ve'eno af yom tov lisur malacha, and it's not even a yom tov in that there's a prohibition of malacha. Ella rak asmachta lehis nahag shelo laasos ke de isa be Megillah daf Hashem.
No, daf hey amid base.
Daf hey amid base. but only an asmachta is what an illusion.
No, Ismachta is a support from the psukim there that you're not supposed to that there's a custom not to do malacha. There's no prohibition of doing malacha, but it's customary not to do malacha.
Okay. The lahanhag shalo la'asos, that it's customary that we don't do. Kedisa, that it like it is in the Megillah on Daf Hey Amid Base.
Right.
So there's in the Megillah there are pages. I thought it was a scroll.
Well, no, he's referring to the Gemara in Megillah.
Oh, but the Gemara in Megillah. Oh, got it. Okay. So it's not even a Yom Tov, since there's no prohibition of malacha. It's only a support.
To be accustomed not to do malacha. There's only a support there from the Gemara, not that there's a custom not to do malacha. There's no prohibition of a malacha, but it's customary not to do malacha.
As we are told in the Gemara in Megillah.
Right.
V'gam zeh eino midin isur mamash de malacha b'yom tov. And also, this is not a law prohibiting actual malacha on a Yom Tov. So there's
no action. Right. We don't have any particular law that forbids us to do malacha on Purim as it is forbidden to do malacha on Yom Tov.
Deha bevatia shel simcha mutar kid masik sham. So that this
Natia is planting. If you want to plant shel simcha, planting of simcha, they had a certain certain customs that they would plant various trees for chassan and kala. So if it came out that would be the occasion on Purim, so you could in fact plant a tree if it's for purposes of rejoicing on Purim. So you see, there's no Isser Malacha like it's forbidden to do Malacha on Shabbos or Yom Tov. So you see, there's no Isser on.
This is an example of that.
Yeah, it's an example. So he's bringing an example that you can do these Malachas on Purim.
And what is Kidamasik?
As we conclude, like Maskana. As the Gemara concludes over there.
V'chein mutar banin shel simcha. And similarly, it is permissible that children are happy.
And no, binyan, the building of simcha. If you want to build something, a construction, if you want to do some construction for a purpose of simcha, right? If you want to erect like a chuppah, you want to make a building for a chuppah for a chassan and kala, so that's permissible to do on Purim as well. Another proof that actual work is permissible on Purim.
Kedeisa bish ayin siman Okay, so this is that it is in this reference.
That Shulchan Aruch, Shin Yayin, Shulchan Aruch, Simin
Shulchan-
Tafrei, Sadi Vav, Sif Aleph.
Okay, that it is stated in the Shulchan Aruch that you're allowed to do this building.
Right.
V'gam nir'eh de'af lemai dehaya savur mitechila de Rebbe Yosef Darish. I don't know this abbreviation.
Va'af Lamai the Habisari Mitchila the Rebbe Yosef Darish Yom Tov. Even if you're going to assume, as it was at the beginning when Rabbi Yosef, he also darshed from the word Yom Tov, meaning since the pasuk in the Megillah mentions Yom Tov, there was a havamina to usher, to make forbidden, actual forbidden Yom Tov on Isser Malacha on Purim.
She'asurin the malacha, that there's a prohibition of malacha. Nami ika chalok gadol bein Purim liyom tov. Also, there is a disagreement, a difference.
There's a great difference between Purim and Yom Tov.
Right.
I mean, all the opinions would agree that there is a definite great difference between Yom Tov itself and Purim. So okay, we'll need to stop here. We're in the middle of the explanation. He's just building, basically, he's still elaborating on the question that we don't see any Shechianu on the days of Purim or Hanukkah on the days themselves. And beginning of the answer is where you don't see that there's an Isser Malacha on Purim and Yom and Hanukkah like there is on actual Yom Tov. So we'll continue this tomorrow, Mitzvah Shem.
Amen.
Okay, Yeshkaya.
Very good. Thank you. That was very good reading. Roy, thank you.